So Jaron Boots Ennis will be making his 154-pound debut against Lima. This is a fight that's taking place on the 11th of October. And this will be, of course, like I said, Jaron Ennis' debut at 154. And Lima is a fighter who's been about for a bit now. He's 14-1. He's currently the IBO super welterweight champion. And, of course, has been beaten before. And really the only guy on his resume who's notable is Aaron McKenna. And he is the guy who beat him. And that was in a fight at the York Hall for the WBC International Championship. I believe that might have even been a middleweight, actually. So for this fight, Lima's come back down to super. Yeah, it was at middleweight. So moved down from 160 down to 154, meaning he probably will be the bigger guy in the ring on the night. But ultimately, I struggle to see this guy having any real paths to victory against Ennis. I struggle to see almost anyone having a path to victory against Ennis, in my opinion, because I rate Ennis incredibly highly. I think he's truly next up in the world of boxing and one of the future faces of boxing. But you look at it and you see, how could Lima actually win this fight? Now, Lima's proven that he has got stopping power. He's got 14 wins, 10 knockouts. So he's got power in his hands. And he is, well, it doesn't say with his Southpaw orthodox, actually. So who knows? Who knows how the hell he fights. And I'm not watching any of his fights, and I'm not going to, because I expect this to be a bit of a slaughter job for Ennis, and it'll be a decent name to get on Ennis's resume for him to then kick on at 154. And he's had this, sort of easy tune-up fight. Now, I want to see you thrown in there with the Madramovs, with the Murtazalievs, with the Fondoras, with the Virgil Ortizes. That's who you need to be fighting next, because Boots is far too good to be facing the likes of Lima. Right? You can have one fight like this. You're new to the weight class. You can have one fight like this. But you need to be mixing with these top guys at 154, because I think you beat all of them. I think he beats all of them, apart from maybe a Virgil Ortiz, because Virgil Ortiz is going to have some power behind him. But I think he's a good enough boxer to beat all these other guys. I actually think he's a good enough boxer to beat Virgil Ortiz, but I do actually see paths to victory for Virgil Ortiz. Like I said, I think Jaron Ennis is truly next up. I think he's a perfect mix of defense and offense, style and substance. Often you see boxers that are, defensively very good, flashy even, but aren't huge punchers. You see boxers like that. Or sometimes you see boxers that are, yes, they're huge punchers, but they've really got no style to their game and they're very boring and basic to watch, even though they've got a lot of power. Right? Boots mixes it all up beautifully. Right? Mixes it up beautifully. So yeah, I'm interested to see Boots fight. I'm not necessarily interested in seeing this fight because I think there's going to be another routine win for Boots. But we'll see. We'll find out, because this is a new weight division. And again, Lima is going to be the bigger guy. He fought McKenna for the international middleweight championship. So he's fought for titles at 160. Now he's coming down to 154. And he actually is a world champion at 154. The IBO isn't super recognised. But for me, you're a world champion. World championship is a world championship. Actually, it's not. A world championship isn't a world championship. But, it's whatever. Right? It's whatever. So, yeah. I'd be curious to know what you guys think of this fight. Do you think Lima's got any paths to victory? Or do you think it's going to be a pretty routine win for Jaron Boots Ennis come October 11th when they fight? Be curious to know what you guys think. And let me know in the comments below. And I'm out. Peace.